cold cases to serial killers, missing persons, and more.
100% he did this.
I'd go off into fantasy world.
How much more lucky can you get that you're not on death row?
You want to know what we know.
My name is Jay. This is Guilty of Crime.
Hello, everybody on a Monday. How's it going? What's up, Wolfpack? Bree, Carly. Happy birthday, Carly, even though it was yesterday. What's up, Adam? Can y'all hear me? Probably. Reset the internet, reset everything, and yeah, Jay's in the house. A lot of things going on today, folks. A lot of things I can't talk about just yet, but a lot of big things are coming, and I always say things come in waves, as they do. The wave is going to be hitting soon, folks, and I'm glad you can hear me loud and clear. What's up, Edith? How's it going today? All right, so today we're talking about Jocelyn Nungaray. They spell it one way. Mine's probably spelled the wrong way on here, but I'm going to put it here. We're going to get justice for Jocelyn Nungaray, and I know I spelled it wrong. I'll fix it later. There it is. All right, as you come in, hit that like button. I don't want to have to talk a whole bunch and repeat, so I'll say hello. Rebecca Wyman, what's up? How you doing? Everybody, good to see you. Maggie, happy to find your channel. I'm happy you did. It's crazy. Okay, so we're not talking about Madeline Soto today, so there's not 900 people in chat. However, the people that are in chat, it's important to know waves are going to hit soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, share. Today we want to get justice for Jocelyn Nungaray. And just know, I'm telling you, the folks, the 64 people or however many are going to roll in, big things are coming soon in the Madeline Soto case. Mark my words. Trial is supposed to be coming for Stephen Stearns. Jen hopefully isn't too far behind. That's all I can say. All right. Things are okay. That's good. All right. Now, before we get started really quickly, I want to share this little boy, and anybody that has any information about this little guy and the case, I'm going to do a case on it real soon. Jenny Esquivel is the advocate for the aunt in this case. We're going to get her on the channel, but there's an Ocala family that wants justice for this 14-month-old baby who died after returning to the birth parents. Now, of course, this is in Florida. Everybody knows Florida. Jenny is from Florida, and she's advocating in the Madeline Soto case. So this lady is come into Jenny and wants our help. Dalton Miller, 14-month-old. Family is left devastated after Dalton Miller. Hopefully you guys can see my page. You can. We're not talking about him today, but we're justice for everybody. So I'm just going to go into this real quick. I want you to see this little guy. And if anybody can look in that's doing research for me, I have Jess, not the mama, does a lot of research for me. It's not always the answer. This time it wasn't the answer. So I need to dig into this and probably do an episode by Friday. This little guy was returned. Family devastated. Dalton, 14-month-old nephew, was found passed in his biological parents' home. Marion County Sheriff and DCF are investigating what led to the toddler's death on Friday afternoon in northeast Ocala, Florida. Heather and Justin Thomas, Dalton's aunt and uncle, say they were caregivers since birth. It's hard to believe we'll never see him again. It doesn't seem real, stated Heather, which is going to come on our channel. We're going to help her get a voice for the voiceless and some semblance of justice. Detectives say it's unclear how the baby passed, but relatives said the child's parents were drug addicts. The aunt begged and pleaded and screamed from the rooftops for them not that it wasn't safe and nobody listened. All right. I'll play a quick clip.
Take a trip to Sullivan Cadillac in Ocala and
Let me
drive
do
into
this real quick. Let me let it play for a second while I wait for you guys to roll in. Yeah, Ocala, Florida, folks. So this little guy, Dalton Miller, needs justice, and his aunt can barely even speak. She does want to come on the channel, but I just froze. I do need to introduce you to the case first, and I will do that probably on Friday if I can get enough information. All right, so I'm waiting for this ad to end, and then I'll play it. I don't know what just happened to the internet, but it doesn't matter.
Nephew while in the care of his biological parent.
This is one of 2 death investigations Marion County detectives are leading that involve babies. TV 20's Lali Salachi tells us why the baby's aunt says this could have been prevented.
An Ocala family is left devastated after their 14-month-old nephew was found dead in his biological parents' home. I spoke with the aunt and uncle of the baby who tell me they were his caretakers since birth until...
All right, so this isn't very long, and then we're going to get to Jocelyn Nungaray. If you guys know about the case, let me know. Hit a 1 if you know about the case in chat of Jocelyn Nungaray, so I can play it backwards for you and tell you what just happened today, and then we'll go back and tell the story. We'll get again, I have my justice flag behind me, and the reason I have my justice flag because another illegal alien, another immigrant, whatever you want to call it, I had a suspicion that was going to be the case. Now we have Jocelyn Nungaray, we have Laken Riley, and we have Rachel Morin. Okay, good. I'm glad you knew about the case. Faith and Repentance, you don't know about it, you're going to hear all about it, but I'm going to play the latest first, and I'll go backwards so you can see what happened. But real quick, I have 14-month-old Dalton Miller, little guy, needs some justice, and his aunt wants to be on our show.
Till the system failed them.
It's so hard to believe we'll never see him again. It doesn't seem real.
Heather and Justin Thomas are remembering their 14-month-old nephew, Dalton Miller. Marion County Sheriff's officials and DCF are investigating what led to the death of Dalton. He was found dead Friday afternoon in his biological parents' home in Northeast Ocala.
Devastated.
If anybody from that area wants to email me about the case, any other information, guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com, please do. We're going to get on to Jocelyn Nungaray in a moment. Just hear me out here, and then we'll move on from this one. I just needed to bring this up first.
Because our baby's gone, and he was our baby, and we took care of him since he was born and loved him, and we miss him very much.
Detectives say it is unclear how the baby died, but these relatives say the child's parents were drug addicts.
I begged and pleaded and screamed from the rooftops that it was not safe for him. And nobody listened.
Justice. We need justice, folks.
Workers with the Kids Central Child Welfare Agency gave Dalton back to their biological parents, and only 18 days later, he was dead.
18 days, folks.
And then 18 days? How does that happen? Why was
We'll
nobody checking on him?
We reached out to DCF for a statement, but did not get an answer. Heather wants caseworkers to be held accountable. A Facebook page has been created demanding justice for Dalton. The family is holding a public vigil for him on Thursday in downtown Ocala. Lali Salachi, TV 20.
All right, so that's Dalton Miller, folks. If anybody has any information, please email me, guilty of crime. Oh, I'm really big right now. Guilty of crime by j@gmail.com. Hit that like button. Now we're going to talk about Jocelyn Nungaray. I'm going to work my way from the beginning, what happened today, and then we'll go backwards and tell you what happened. Hit that like button as you come in. And this little guy needs justice, and we need to let his aunt know that there's a light side to this and there's a brighter side to this, and we're saying prayers for her. We also need to get Nightbot fixed so that it's not ruining our chat. Thank you so much. All right. So let's start with what happened today, since everybody, if you haven't seen it, I like to do the breaking news 5 hours ago. These monsters that are also immigrants, and that's why I have the flag behind me. I'm going to start with this actually, because these guys were caught, but I want you to see that they were migrants. Hold on. Let's see if I can get the right one. It's Monday. You know how that goes, everybody. All right. And I think I froze a little, but I'm working with it. Thank you all for being here. Justice for Jocelyn Nungaray. So this is, again, why I have this. This is a horrible case, folks. I'm going to tell you right now, as soon as I heard it, I was mortified. And second, we live right by a 7-Eleven. Like, my son used to be able to walk to it. He's 25 now, but he used to be able to walk there and go get some snacks. And I heard this happened by a 7-Eleven right in a creek. And I said to my daughter right away, you can never like sneak out and go to a 7-Eleven. And I'll tell you the story in a minute. Just listen to this. Know why I have my flag in the background and understand where I'm coming from. We now have these. I know there's more cases, but these 3 I'm covering right now are not good. And this political thing is not good. That's coming to it. This Nungaray case is in Texas. Let's listen to this for a minute, and then I'll tell you a bit about it. All right. We're going to move around the place, but I'm going to tell you this in a story, because these are the suspects that took Jocelyn Nungaray's life. We didn't know about this a few days ago. It's fairly new. Again, these migrants were in the U.S. illegally. Once again,
we're learning tonight about 2 suspects in another horrific crime who are also illegal immigrants. In a terrible case out of Texas, a 12-year-old girl's life was cut short after she was found dead in a creek in Houston earlier this week. The medical examiner says Jocelyn Nungaray was strangled to death. According to police, a 12-year-old snuck out of her nearby home around 10 o'clock at night, and she was killed. She was seen on surveillance video walking into a convenience store just before her death. 2 men seen on the footage following the girl are now in custody. Police say the men walked with her to a bridge where they say she was killed. Court documents allege that the men lured Jocelyn under the bridge, kept her there for more than 2 hours while they took her pants off, tied her up, and then killed her. 21-year-old Johan Jose Martinez Rangel and 26-year-old Franklin Pena are each charged with capital murder. The pair,
again, these 2 illegal aliens, whatever you want to call them, immigrants, migrants that are not here legally, however you want to put it, it happened again. There's a 3rd case that I've covered, and you know I'm fairly new. Victoria Burgess, love the name. Good evening. Why? Because they could. Because she snuck out. Her parents didn't know it was that night, and they did. Yes, JoJo said it perfectly. Here, this is why. Hello, Donna Grandma, and it's just senseless. There's no reason. They had just predators, just invaders, and see me 72 high, undocumented, terrible. These are the worst of the worst coming across our border, and I agree. All right, let's listen to this a little more. You're going to get the whole story tonight.
There were roommates, and News Nation confirmed they were migrants from Venezuela who entered the U.S. illegally. News Nation correspondent Allie Bradley has been looking into the men's backgrounds and joins us now from Del Rio, Texas. Allie, what have you learned?
Yeah, hey, Elizabeth. Obviously, it's pouring down rain here, so we're going to try to keep this a little bit tight. But what we know here is that ICE does have detainers lodged against both of these individuals. Sources confirm that these individuals crossed into the United States illegally. As you mentioned, they're from Venezuela. One of them crossed just 23 days ago. We've also learned here at News Nation that Franklin Ramos Pena also cut off his ankle monitor 2 days after the body of Jocelyn Nungaray was discovered. Now, he did that about an hour and a half away from where her body was recovered, so likely hoping to not be found there. So now here's what else we know. Sources confirm Ramos Pena was enrolled in ICE's Alternatives to Detention program. His GPS unit was reportedly recovered on Wednesday. ICE went out and got that unit after he cut it off.
Are you listening to this, folks? This guy literally was just under watch, and he did this. Like, I mean, this is absolutely... I don't even have any words for this. I just know it's too close to home. It's not even close to my home, but it's something that could happen to you, to me, to the neighbors, to anybody. No reason to do this. Took the ankle monitor off and decided to do this. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, good way to say it. And I'm still saying hello to everyone. Did you know about the case, the 2-year-old? No, I know. Yes, I do know about the Saraya Harmon case. I heard about that all day. He kidnapped her, went out of the country. All right. Justice for Jocelyn Nungaray. And let's keep going. There's a lot to this, so hang in there, folks.
Now, Ramos Pena crossed into the country illegally through the El Paso sector May 28th of 2024 in a large group. He did have a pending court hearing set for July 9th. That has now changed because of the criminal proceedings he will undergo now with this current case. Now, his sponsor that he listed initially was also in Houston. When he crossed, the El Paso sector was second in the nation for migrant encounters. So now Johan Jose Rangel Martinez, he was apprehended also in the El Paso sector on March 14th. He has a pending court date of August 29th in San Antonio. Now, a big part of ICE's mission, of course, is to apprehend, is to get these people out of here. So we know both of these individuals are facing those charges of capital murder in the strangulation death of Jocelyn Nungaray here, Elizabeth.
All right, so super quick, Allie, one of the men was wearing an ankle monitor as part of this program to keep track of these illegal migrants who cross the border illegally.
Yeah, so he had one of those ankle monitor devices on him. They actually located it. He cut it off. That was what they documented. They can tell when that happens.
Yeah.
So the Alternatives to Detention program, he's part of that. 188,000 individuals.
I don't even think that should be how the system's run. I'm very upset by this right now. I didn't know this case was going to turn out to be this way. When I put this on my list to do, they hadn't caught these guys yet. I heard that these men were monsters were from Venezuela. And I said, wait, what? Miss Bambi says the big wave Jay is talking about, is it reference to Jen Soto? Yes, it is. We'll say it's in reference to the Madeline Soto case. The waves are coming, folks, and I always talk about that. And some people like to call it drama. I like to call it true crime, and I like to dig into all of it. The people that live there, the family members, the aunts, the uncles, the cousins, everything I could get. It's real true crime at its best. When you know the whole story, then you know how to prevent things, you know what's going on, and you get all the details. So yes, that's what I'm talking about. And that's the perfect icon right there, folks. Justice for Jocelyn Nungaray, justice for Madeline Soto, justice for little Dalton Miller. Did I say his name right? Dalton. We'll just say Dalton right now. I need to do more research.
Individuals are part of that. Now, ICE has also isolated individuals that they have arrested. 38,000 Venezuelans have been arrested. 3,000 of those people, Elizabeth, they have pending criminal histories or charges as well. So ICE has, of course, their hands full and has their work cut out for them when it comes to removing them. And Venezuela doesn't accept deportation flights right now, which is one of the reasons those two individuals were let into our country, Elizabeth.
Yeah. All right. Allie Bradley reporting live from a very rainy Texas. Please get inside. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for watching.
All right. So I wanted to start off with that to get everybody's blood flowing and everybody understanding what's going on in this case, everything that's happening. If you know about this, then we'll start working our way backwards. That was hours ago. The next clip I'm going to show you, we're going to talk about, her mom, Jocelyn's mom, is like most of these interviews have to do with her. So let me just tell you real quick as you come in, I appreciate everybody. Thank you for being here. Waves are coming. They always do. And this is how I plan to do true crime. This is how I tell my stories and I dig into it. I want to, there's a huge difference between true crime and drama. You're right. But some consider it being drama when you know the family members and talk to them and you dig into the roommates and you get into all the details. For some reason, they call that drama. So that's not what I have here, but I got a lot bigger news and it's going to be coming soon. Huge difference. Yeah, huge difference. Venezuela, I'm sure Venezuela, take your predators back. We don't want them. There's a lot of those people here, folks. That was Jocelyn's mom. I can't even imagine that. Jocelyn was 12 years old. She snuck out and she ended up in the creek. All right. So let me just tell you really quick. Jocelyn Nungaray, 12 years old, little girl found in the North Houston Creek, Harris County. Institute Forensic Science determined that she died from strangulation. A video footage from the 7-Eleven store captured the last moment of her life in footage. I'm going to show you that after. Before she passed, Jocelyn was on surveillance entering 7-Eleven. 2 men were behind her. Those are the guys that are now detained. Jocelyn's body was found in a creek, sparking an investigation. So we now know who they are. Alexis Nungaray is who we're going to see here. And this just happened today after court happened with the 2 men. So we're going to work our way backwards. Thank you all. Thank you, Donna Douglas. I appreciate you. And I do the best that I can. Just coming into this, I got a lot of people calling me and wanting to come on and have cases that they want to share, and they want a voice for the voiceless. And I could be that. Thank you for gifting a membership. Let's listen what happened 6 hours ago after the immigrant's court appearance. This is Jocelyn's mom, Alexis. If you don't know,
good afternoon. This will be.
If you don't know this case, folks, don't leave. Don't worry. I'll come back. I'm going to go back around. We're going to watch the surveillance. We're going to see the lady that found her. And I used to sneak out of the house too, all the time. No big deal. Yeah, I used to sneak out. Your mom never knew. Such a sad case. That can't happen anymore. As soon as I heard this, I went to grab my daughter and said, never sneak out. I don't care if it's midnight. I'll take you to the 7-Eleven to get some snacks. Whatever you got to do, we'll DoorDash. Please just don't sneak out. And that was before all this information came. So it hit really close to home. And I have to cover this one. All right. Listen to this. Happened 6 hours ago today.
A brief update on the case of Jocelyn Nungaray and the arrest and charging of Johan Jose Martinez Rangel and Franklin Pena.
Pieces of shit.
Today, was it Pena that was Franklin Pena was arraigned.
I don't even like their names. I hate even hearing their names. They're monsters. If it was me, I wouldn't even call them by their name. I would just call them like JP or whatever. I think that their names are irrelevant, even though I have to say them. Yeah, Holly J. I can't even imagine waking up. I don't want to imagine. I'm not going to imagine, and I'm just not going to do it. Keep your children aware. I know she did not keep her child aware, but tell your children, hey, here's a credit card with some money on it. DoorDash some stuff. Don't leave. Call me. Make it open. Make an open door for your children so this doesn't happen, folks. Okay, please. Yeah, her mom's got to endure a lot, and we're going to hear it. Just please, just do whatever you got to do to make your children and keep them safe. It's not the same that it used to be nowadays. Laura says it hit extra hard. I have a 14-year-old, 2 years old, and she was born 2 years after. Yeah, I have a 25-year-old and a almost 10-year-old, and it'd be something that her little brain would do if I didn't tell her, like, hey, this is what happens. And I have to tell her because, like my mom told me, she kept me safe. Sketchy people in every city, small town are out at night. All right, let's listen to this. And then we're gonna keep going.
Bond set at $10 million. The charge is capital murder of a child between 10 and 15 years old.
Unbelievable.
At this time, the current charge does not carry death penalty eligibility. However, it is important for the public and the press to know that the investigation is ongoing, that forensics and lab work are required in this case. And unlike on television, they can't do it in an hour. So we look forward to the results of the tests that are being run on the evidence in the case. And should those tests produce evidence that would support a charge of sexual assault, or should other evidence be brought forward that supports a charge of kidnapping, both underlying offenses would make this capital murder. And
remember, folks, this is in Texas. I know they go hard on Texas. Dipshit 1 and Dipshit 2 is what we're going to call them. Thank you, JoJo. They don't deserve names. I don't care what their 4 names are. Most of them have 4 names. Hernando, Juan, Garcia, Gonzalez. I don't care what your name is. It's Dipshit 1 and Dipshit 2. That's right. Justice for Jocelyn Nungaray.
And these individuals death penalty eligible. Make no mistake, this is a horrific crime. And when we take charges, we do it based on the evidence we have at the moment. We look forward to working with our lab, continuing to work with our investigators. And it's obvious that Jocelyn had a loving family. The support that they've shown will continue because their daughter, like all of our children, was one of our most vulnerable citizens. And We have to protect our most valuable.
We do. And I think it's important for me to play this to you just so it saturates in. I'm not going to play the other one. There was another press conference that happened when the demons were arrested. So I'm not going to waste my time on that, but this came out today and I just want you all to get your children, grab them close and tell them, please don't sneak out. This is what can happen. I'm glad my youngest is 25. No way I would have children these days. Yeah. I wouldn't have any more children. Absolutely not. It's too scary.
Resources, our kids. So our hearts go out to the Nungaray family. I want to bring up at this time Alexis Nungaray, Jocelyn's mother, for a few words to you. If there are questions about the case that we can answer, then our lead prosecutor, Megan Long, will be available to answer it. She is assisted by Elizabeth Lieberman, who is here, but in the back. These are the prosecutors who will be handling the case. They're back tomorrow for the arraignment of the second defendant, Johan Jose Martinez Rangel. Alexis?
Did she just say his name? That's not even worthy. An I spy crime. What a shame. We become a country where immigrants and the criminals get better priority. I agree. And it has nothing to even do with immigrants. This case does. So does Rachel Moran. And so does Lake and Riley. However, you're right. Criminals do get better priority than us citizens, and it's very scary. So we need to watch out for our children, and we need to be extra cautious. And just because our mothers raise us a certain way with that tough hand, don't do that. Don't do that tough hand. It's going to push your children to sneak out and do things like this. Be a little bit softer than your parents were, and be understanding, and give them enough rope so that you have them, but so that they don't feel like they have to rebel and sneak out. It shouldn't even be like that. Just soften up a little bit with this generation. Wasn't blessed to be a dad, but an uncle multiple times over and godfather. I ain't a violent man, but I'd change that right quick if you, yeah, and so would I, but just not with my children. With my children, I got to be real soft to make sure that this never happens and didn't happen. All right.
Yes, first name is Megan, Megan. Last name is Long, Long.
And Elizabeth Lieberman. And she'll have to tell you where the I's and the E's go after this. All right. Alexis?
I thank everybody for being here.
All right, folks, this is Jocelyn's mom. You can see how young she is, and you're going to see her talk many times throughout all of this. And let's hear what she says. If you haven't already heard this, thank you for being here. It's important for me to listen to with you all.
A national notice for my daughter.
Yes,
it was amazing.
Thank you.
I still see her face
You're right.
in the back of my head every day, all day. Keep getting little signs about her throughout the days. And it's just been a very, very hard time for me and my family. But the amount of support I've been getting from everybody it's very it's from the bottom of my heart, so appreciated. I hear her sayings just replaying over and over on in a loop in my brain. Her dorkiness, her quirkiness. She definitely made people laugh. She's I don't know. I'm always gonna remember those memories because
I'm not sure what nationality. That's an interesting last name, Nungaray, but the daughter looked, Jocelyn, I want to say her name looked more on the white spectrum. Now we know she was hiding, folks. She saw those guys and she hid from them. We're going to show footage in a little bit. She knew something was wrong and something was happening and she tried to hide from them. And we're going to go back and I'm going to tell you the whole story. If you already heard it, stay here because you got to watch it and let it saturate. Let's talk about it. All right. This is her mom, and she's very sorry that I bet that she snuck out that night.
She had such a bright future ahead of her, and I knew she was going to go very far. And, these monsters took that opportunity from her.
Monsters is right.
Watching her. And I just want people to remember, I know this is
Yes.
a very high profile case, but she was still my firstborn. I was a teen mom. I fought for her at 15. So 27 now,
she
I'm still
did.
fighting for her. And just remember that she was a very special little girl that deserves her justice. And I know she's going to make a difference in this world for all children. And now it's my job to make sure it continues to happen. I just want to say thank you.
Prayers. All right, let's go a little bit more forward.
And then further expanded from 10 to 15 if the victim was 10 to 15 years old. Yet death penalty was taken off the table by the legislature, and instead they suggested that life without parole would be the appropriate charge. But age is not the only consideration in this case or any case. The underlying actions of the criminals. This victim was found, bound and without clothing from the waist down.
By the way, trigger warning, folks. I didn't realize how brutal this was until the other night. And then as it started unfolding. So trigger warning, if you're sensitive, it is really brutal. I do believe they essayed her. I don't know if that's documented just yet. As we're listening to this, they're saying all of it. But I think little parts are coming out. Yeah, no victim blaming in this. All I'm saying is now what Maggie says, communicate, make time to talk to your children, fun, serious, anything. And let them know they don't need to sneak out. All they have to do is come to you and say, hey. And even if you don't like it, just go with it. Now, that's different if they're like, hey, can I bring my boyfriend over to have sexual relations? That's a different story. But yeah, trigger warning, folks. And she looks like a little tiny girl. We're going to watch that. We're going to watch the surveillance. She knew something bad was coming.
In the water. And we just think that there's a good possibility. We hope that there's evidence that remains to be tested.
Is there any indication that the suspects knew Jocelyn, or they lived in the same area, maybe crossed paths at any time?
No.
Do you know why? Is that 10 to 15 age range? Why? That particular age is more?
No, you would have to ask the legislators who passed that bill. I think they were expanding law and order, and they wanted the most vulnerable victims to be better protected, but for some reason took death penalty off the table. I don't know why.
Right? We don't know why. Let's go a little bit faster.
So let me take just a minute to brag on the prosecutors that we've carved out to serve in the homicide division of the Harris County DA's office. It's a relatively new position. We've had it for the last 3 years.
Okay.
The idea was to reduce the trauma for victims by putting our most qualified prosecutors on capital murders and hopefully not having to reassign them as often, so that these family members didn't have to go through the trauma of working with new prosecutor after new prosecutor, as can happen here. So, it's a reflection of our intent to better serve crime victims. And the lawyers that are on it are a reflection of our desire to have the best of the best, trying the worst of the worst.
It was determined that a sexual assault happened, they would become death penalty eligible. Does that mean you would prosecute as such?
It doesn't mean that. We make determinations about whether or not we're going to seek death very carefully.
Yeah, it's interesting, folks, at what happens in law, period, in the justice system and how it works. You can just hit a point where the justice system just changed the law or needs to change it, and you fall in that category and don't receive the right justice, or you go to court and something happens and someone didn't cross their T's. Like with Madeline Soto, what I hear is they're going to change laws so that you get a text message earlier when your child's missing, something like that. But they didn't do it before, although I don't know if that would matter in that case. So thank you, Moonbeam. The surname Nungaray is Hispanic. Yeah, I figured I was going to say Hispanic, but a lot of people would correct me. So Jocelyn is helping helping being awareness and not die in vain. Changes will be hopefully now this is gaining national attention, folks, and before I picked up on this case, it was only like a couple of clips. So I was going to tell you the story, and now I can show it to you. We got more trouble as kids not locking the door in the gate. All right, let's keep going.
We have a committee. It is not a thumbs up or thumbs down decision by the elected DA like it used to be. I changed that. And the committee looks at the evidence, including evidence presented by the defense, especially if it has to do with mental illness or intellectual disability of any kind. We have to take that into consideration. And so it's a lengthy process to decide what is and is not an appropriate case to seek death on. We've been very circumspect with it in this office, but we have sought it. And we always take the wishes of the family and the feelings that they have about punishment into consideration. They have to rely on us for the ultimate decision. I have to rely on the prosecutors for the ultimate decisions. And that's why it's so important to have dedicated people in these positions. And I can assure you that Megan and Elizabeth are dedicated.
Can you speak about the mechanics of having someone on an ice hold while a state?
Yeah, let's listen to this because that's a perfect timing. Eyes by Crime says it would seem that to me, that current government is not allowing all these illegals into the United States, but they're changing laws to accommodate their crimes. They're going to ask about that right now or talk about being on an ice hold, which is very interesting. I would think that on an ice hold, why? Why not just wait until I don't understand. It's not working. People, the government, whoever's doing these things, it's not working. It's just one after the other after the other. And ISIL did nothing. He took his ankle monitor off, and they immediately did awful things to Jocelyn, and she knew it was coming. I don't think these monsters like this care about laws. They don't. You're right. The bishop, they don't care about the laws or the penalties. They come here and they do what they want. And I think there should be harsher penalties for those that are not in the country and that should not be in the country. There should be some other type of law for somebody. Yeah, our country's broken, and that's beside the point. We still need justice for Jocelyn, and we need to raise awareness. And every single one of you mothers that is out there right now, and you're watching this, when you're done, go tell your children don't sneak out. Open up that door for them and make sure that doesn't happen, even if there is no harm coming their way.
Cases being prosecuted.
You know, I can't speak to the ankle monitor that this fellow that Franklin Pena was wearing. Is that right? I can't speak to ICE putting ankle monitors on folks and releasing them. Our immigration system is broken. And if there was ever a case that reflected
Thank you.
It's this one.
Thank you for saying that out loud, lady.
I can't confirm it.
Absolutely broken.
We were able to have audio in the courtroom, so you were successful in proving that he was a flight risk to the community.
Okay, so now pay attention, folks. I know it's low because people are asking questions, but this is right after court with those monsters that I don't even care what their name is. We can call them Dipshit 1 and Dipshit 2 for all I care. Okay, they went to court today, and we're talking about the outcome of it, and that's what this presser is about.
We talked a little bit about the fact that he did have an ankle monitor on during the time and why he is a flight risk in the community. I think it was also mentioned they were talking about getting money to basically be able to flee. Just talk a little bit about how you were able to have success in being this flight risk.
Correct. So one of the big factors for us is connections to Harris County. Have they been here for a long time? Do they have family? Do they have a job here? What sort of ties would keep them here and ensure that they would show up one day for trial? Franklin Pena, our understanding, got here in mid-May, so he doesn't have those connections to the community. And so for us, that makes him a flight risk. Additionally, he was talking to his boss, who works in construction, and asking for money because of what they did to get out of town. So that was
Oh, wow. So I hope you guys are hearing this. Those monsters were trying to get out of town after what they did, and they're cowards because they don't do that to us adults. Most of the time they do that to children or people that can't handle themselves. Try coming at me and doing that and see what happens. I'll tell you what, I'm going to fight back hard, and you're probably going to be missing a piece of something. Faith and repentance. We do need to save our children. Bobby J says horrible monsters are getting away with it. I've been through a lot of every single person. While male, they all need to be held accountable, and this did not need to happen here.
Important factor for us to highlight to the judge to show that should he get out, we can't ensure that he would come back and face and stay in court for what he did to Jocelyn.
That was a local construction company.
Yes.
Did he tell his boss that he allegedly
That's
There's
absolutely
understanding that
ridiculous.
Something went wrong, someone got hurt, and someone was killed. But as far as any more details on exactly what he said,
Wow.
No.
Did the boss notify police?
Yes, the boss came forward and spoke to the police.
Is that how they ultimately found out where they were?
That is one of the ways that the police were able to determine where they were and who the suspects were.
Wow, good job.
You just did a story last week at Judge Joshua's courtroom about a murder case taking 4.5 years. His courtroom in particular has an enormous backlog. How are you going to ensure that this family can have a fast process and their loved one, they could get justice and not take years to go through this court?
You can't.
His courtroom, you see a backlog.
For us, it's really important to, as soon as the case comes in, to start working to get essentially our boots on the ground. I come from a fantastic division where myself and all of the homicide divisions investigators from our office were out there ourselves interviewing possible witnesses, trying to find everything we can. So a big part of it for us is getting our process started quickly, getting the evidence in our hands, and then evaluating the case. Additionally, is just getting the testing done. And
I'm working my way backwards. Black-haired chick 10, don't you worry. Did she know them? Meet them at a gas station by chance? She did not know them. She snuck out. We just started this, so buckle up, everybody that got here. We're going to work our way back. And can you push the audio on a clip? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I have it downloaded, and that's the best I could do there, Adam. But buckle up, because the story hasn't even just started yet. So we're going to see audio of it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see all the way that it progressed. No, she did not know them. She snuck out, and these predators saw an opportunity for the prey, and they took her life. And I think they did other things as well. I think the motive was SA. These two didn't think they were get caught. No, they did not. And you're going to watch that afterwards. What do you mean on the clip I'm playing? On the clip you're playing. Yeah, I wish I could. If I knew what you meant, Adam, I'd love to help you out. I'm afraid with all the migrants invading our country that this will progressively get worse. Sadly, we're not safe anywhere. And it's not just the migrants. That's a huge deal. And that's why this is my third case in, second case in a week that has been the case as of migrants. So I'm not really sure. Yeah, we'll call them Dumb and Dumber. All right, I'm glad you guys are asking questions about what happened, because we're almost going to get to it. We're going to start from the beginning.
the timely matter really helps us move cases along and get justice for Jocelyn sooner.
Let me answer that question too. It's very important that the public know that judges control the schedules. Judges tell trial lawyers what day we're going to trial. Judges decide if continuances will be granted. Judges decide if we've completed all of our discovery obligations. So we rely upon the courts for scheduling. And that's why I've suggested that we need faster trials. And that's why we sought that law change, why we created this division, and why these prosecutors, these are the prosecutors that want to go to trial. These are the prosecutors who object to the defense continuances. So we've got a lot of hard hitters and heavy hitters in homicide with a directive from me, John Wayne, to go try these cases now. Thank you very much.
All right, this is it on that. We're going to get into it, folks. For the people that didn't see, didn't know about this, or just need to watch it again, this is horrible. Yes, absolutely. We need awareness. The only thing we can do at this point is have awareness and know what happened here, and tell your children, please do not sneak out. Watch the surveillance of Jocelyn Nungaray. This was 5 days ago when this all started unfolding, and that's how we're going to work it now.
Images showing a 12-year-old girl in a convenience store the last time she was seen alive.
Investigators are trying to figure out how Jocelyn Nungaray wound up strangled in a bayou. And tonight, we're hearing from Jocelyn's mother. Victor Jacobo joins us live from the area where Jocelyn was last seen in North Harris County. Victor, what do we know now?
Yeah, that's right. I'm here at the convenience store where Jocelyn was last seen on surveillance video just hours before her body was discovered in a bayou that's just down the road from where I'm standing right now. It's also here where I spoke with Jocelyn's mother, Alexis. Tonight, we're also getting a look at new surveillance images. Take a look at your screen, showing Jocelyn at this convenience store with someone police identify as a person of interest.
Pay attention, folks. And the last person she was talking to on her cell phone was her boyfriend. All right, so this is the surveillance they have, and we're going to work our way to the point where we started from at the press release. The monsters are in jail. This is what happened.
Interest. Jocelyn's mother said the 12-year-old likely snuck out of the residence and went to this 7-Eleven convenience store. The mother said she understands Jocelyn was talking on the phone with her 13-year-old boyfriend that night, and that the boyfriend heard Jocelyn interacting with 2 adults, but Jocelyn's mother has not been able to get in contact with him to learn more. Right now, Jocelyn's mother and the whole family is praying for justice and for those responsible to be held accountable.
I hope that they're found, because Jocelyn was a fighter. She fought hard, and she needs justice. She didn't deserve this.
I'll show you those photos one more time from police of the persons of interest, only identified as males in ball caps. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. Family and friends have launched a GoFundMe page to help with expenses for the family of Jocelyn. We're going to have a link to that on our website. Reporting in North Harris County, Victor Jacobo, KHOU 11 News.
Sure, hope the answers start coming in soon. Victor, tonight, thank you.
All right, so they don't have a lot of...
2 men who were once persons of interest, now the prime suspects and charged with...
hold on. Let me see if I have the whole. All right, 1 second. I know there's other footage, and I'm going to get to that, but I'm going to also talk about. Let me get into these clips are really small because we have to start putting this story together, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to show that was 5 days ago, and this is 5 days ago. If there's more footage, let me know in the chat if I missed something. I know that they talked about there being footage of her hiding, and I know for a fact that she was hiding and she knew something was coming. But if I missed some of the footage of her actual hiding, or did they just describe it, let me know, and I'll look for it while we're playing this clip. This is the lady that found her, and per usual, thought it was a dummy.
Tonight, the mother of a 12-year-old girl found dead in a creek is angry, heartbroken, and begging for justice.
Jocelyn Nungaray has been identified as a child whom Houston police say was murdered after sneaking out of her home. KPRC2's Bryce Newberry has been on that story all week long, and he's live now at HPD headquarters with that family's emotional words.
Daniela and Keith, her uncle tells me she brightened the room every time she came around. Tonight, investigators tell me they are getting tips in this murder investigation and following up on them, but so far, nothing worthwhile. Jocelyn's family says they will not sleep until justice is served. The search for who killed 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungaray is about to enter its 4th day.
I'm like angry that they took advantage of her. She's so young.
Her mother, Alexis, couldn't hold back tears, telling our Corley Peel she hopes someone will recognize these persons of interest police have identified.
I want them to face.
Yeah, just keep in mind the cops did a fantastic job, folks. I'm glad that the cops did a good job, along with hopefully the migrant workers' boss. They maybe saw the news, tipped it in. They also noticed that they cut the band off. So they worked really quickly here, folks. And yeah, it's very traumatizing. You can see the mom, but if it brings awareness to one person tonight, then I did my job. It definitely brought awareness to me, and I'm always aware of this all the time. So just make sure you're aware of this, and as we watch this unfold, and let's keep going. Prayers for Alexis Nungaray. I'm saying it the best I can. And Jocelyn Nungaray, mother of 12-year-old, is who's speaking right now. Okay. Now we know we got the guys behind bars. They had a hearing today in court. They're going to be held on bond for $1 million. We're going to get to that. I'm going backwards and showing you the story now.
Everything they put her through and more and worse.
This is Jocelyn with one of the men police want to talk to. Her mother doesn't recognize him. The image captured outside this 7-Eleven off Rankin Road around 12:15 a.m. Monday. Police say she snuck out of her apartment sometime after 10 Sunday night.
Unfortunately, her making this decision costed her her life.
Her mom didn't realize until the next morning when she tracked her phone to this creek just a short walk from home.
I really think she meant to come home.
Someone had already called 911 after driving by and spotting her in this creek around 6 a.m. Monday. First responders surrounded the scene. The HPD dive team recovered her body. Investigators say she died due to strangulation. Houston's mayor has been outspoken on the case.
We should not have to worry about 12-year-olds being raped and murdered in the city of Houston.
Right.
Horrible.
Jocelyn's family remembers her as loving and goofy. They call her a fighter and won't forget her big smile or love for animals. They want whoever cut her life short caught.
I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Nobody deserves to lose a child. No one deserves to bury their child.
And tonight we are hearing from Jocelyn's school community. Spring ISD sent us this statement that reads, "We extend our deepest condolences to the family, friends, and school community affected by this unimaginable loss." The school district is also urging anyone with information to come.
All right. And I'm glad that we do have these guys behind bars. Yeah, he's pissed this mayor. At what point is enough going to be enough? How many more children, mothers, and innocent people will be harmed before the law and border control is changed? I agree. Everybody's talking about JLR being at the border and seeing people come in. It's unbelievable that this is happening. It's unbelievable that I'm doing a second case within a week and my third one only doing this for a little while. I know that there's probably 20 more out there that I can sit there with the flag behind me and plead for these things to not only stop, raise awareness. Why did this happen? Why are there illegal immigrants coming in here being monitored with an ankle bracelet? Why are they even here? I don't understand why it's so broken, folks. And that's why we're here to bring justice, to help have a voice. We want this to go nationwide. If it's not spread everywhere, we want it to be everywhere. We want you to share it. I ask that you like this video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, also share it, whatever you can to get this out there. This is just heartbreaking. And the people that haven't heard about this, you guys are hearing about it now. We have 243 people in chat, and we need to raise awareness. I had a boyfriend at age 12, talked on the phone. His parents took us dinner. Yeah, that's what she did. She just had a little boyfriend that she was talking to. She went to go get some snacks. I'm sure it was puppy love. Yeah, it was nothing. It was 12 years old. I remember that was 5th and 6th grade, whatever, 6th grade, having your first kiss with your boy, calling it a boyfriend. Nothing is unusual about that.
Forward, we have confirmed that Crime Stoppers has received some tips and referred those to detectives on this case. The organization says any piece of information is helpful and could help piece together a bigger puzzle to help bring this heartbroken family.
And remember, there could be more suspects, folks, so keep that in mind. There could be more suspects, not more suspects. These suspects could have more victims out there. So keep this in mind. If you're local, remember that people like this don't do that the first time right now to 2 girls the way they did. So yeah, let's get in the algorithm so that we can get everybody can find the channel. They can be aware. We want this to go nationwide, of course. And we need to help laws change. And I need people reaching out to me asking for my help, but they can't reach out to me if they don't know who I am. So in the last week, I've had 2 people reaching out to me that found me in the algorithm and that want my help to learn about cases and get the word out there. She literally snuck out to get snacks. How innocent could that be? Yeah, I did that my whole teenage life, folks. No big deal. I'm here with you all. All right, we're going to play the next clip now. I'm playing them and going in order as we work our way up to just what happened and as much information as I have for you. All right.
The mother of 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungaray is sharing her pain tonight. Her daughter was found dead in North Houston near West Rankin Road. That's where we find Fox 26's Randy Wallace joining us live after just speaking with her mother. Randy.
And you notice they're having a bunch of storms. I'm wondering how the weather is out there, how it was that night. I hear she was hiding, and I'm wondering what was happening, what was going through her mind while she was hiding. How was the weather? Was it okay? And then she snuck out just to go real quick, and the weather started getting bad. And then these guys, like, what was going through her mind? What was happening? I want to learn all that. And thank you, all tanks, giving a safe platform for victims. Yes, I want a safe platform for victims, family, loved ones, and anybody that needs a voice and wants to get their story out, or you just want to hear about it and raise awareness. Yeah, this poor baby girl, she knew what was happening, folks. Just think of that.
Yeah, Rossi. Now, Jocelyn Nungaray's mother, Alexis, is on a mission to find her daughter's killer or killers. She spoke here at this gas station about an hour ago. She said the community support has been overwhelming. Now, Jocelyn's body was found in a shallow creek in the 400 block of West Rankin Monday morning. She had been strangled. Police believe the 12-year-old was last seen talking to 2 men in a vehicle at this gas station in the 12,000.
And it didn't take them long, so the kudos to them. A big no-no for those guys even being here in this country. I think that they should have not been in here. We don't know their backgrounds as of yet. So when we do find out their backgrounds, we're probably going to be even more angry. Look at this little girl. This is Jocelyn Nungaray. She looks almost identical. She looks like a little mini version of her mom. It was a beautiful summer night when that happened. No rain. Thank you, Cheryl McDonald. As the camera showed, she was out doing what all of us, I could see everybody in chat saying you snuck out when you were a kid, you went to go get snacks when you were a kid, and I think we're all close to the same age within that range. Same thing. I'd go spend the night at a friend's house, and we'd all sneak out of the house and walk down to the liquor store and get snacks, sometimes even alcohol before we were supposed to. And nothing like this happened. You remember the Mad Dog 2020 when you're like 16 years old and we thought we were cool? I did that anyway. I'm sure a lot of you folks did that too. The boons, strawberry boons, whatever. We all did that, and we're all here right now with each other. Well, hello, Savage Barbie. You are a savage and crime crew. Yeah, we can. She was just getting candy, and I'm talking about sneaking out, getting the Boone's Farms or the Mad Dog 2020. We were young. We weren't 12, but we still made it. We came out of it. It's time to stop playing politics and let's do something about it. I'm tired of should, would, and could. Dion Pill, you're absolutely right. And I'm not even talking politics here. I just want something to be done, and I need awareness to be raised that this doesn't happen again anytime soon. I hit a spot with y'all when I said Mad Dog and Boons, didn't I? The Irish Bros, all of that. I'm all your ages. I'll be 45 next month, folks. And when I was 15, 16, I was out there hitting up the store and getting some Mad Dog, a 40, a Mickey's or something, sharing a Mickey's with the friends. We all did that. She didn't do that, though. She was out literally just getting snacks. She was being a good kid. Poor, sweet girl. Yeah, we're absolutely horrendous. Hi, Jay. What's up, crime crew? Houston police were on it because they found those pieces of shit quick. Thank you, Estara Garcia. I live way too far from the stores, but I still snuck out. Yeah, and that could have happened, and it didn't. At Malibu Surfer, we all lived to tell. I wish I knew who Malibu Surfer was. Are you actually from California, and what part? Because I love Malibu, and I know somebody that lives in Malibu and probably surfs. So I wonder who that is. Yeah, Boone's Farms, forever ago. Yeah, I'm gonna be 45, so now you know. And unfortunately, it's because of politics that this mass migration has happened. That's too bad, folks. It's way out of control. Let's keep going.
400 block of Kirkendall. Houston police released surveillance photos of two males they call persons of interest. Jocelyn's mother, Alexis, says she doesn't recognize the pair.
I wish I did, because they would have been caught. But I have no recollection to who they are. I don't know where they came from. They look like individuals that could come out of the apartment complex I live in. It's very Latin based, and they could have came from the skate park. There's a lot of crazy people out here, and just by looking at them, you never really could know.
You can't, and she's right. And Houston, Texas, I don't know if it's Houston, but Texas, unfortunately, when you're close to the border, that tends to happen. I love all of you. I'm glad. Do you know why I love the crime crew? Because we make light of things in the dark, and that's what we want to do for these folks, for victims, for anybody in the chat that has been a victim. We want to make light of it. Tequila Sunrise. What's the other one? Tequila Rose, Night Train. All that. We make light. Y'all hit that like button. Rebecca Dietrich says, no, a preacher and wife who still serve Mad Dog 2020 at a communion. Absolutely. Make light and make a safe place here for people to want to come and talk and tell their stories and get it out there and feel safe. So I appreciate you all. You guys are amazing. Still talking about that Strawberry Hill Boone's Farm. Yeah, we used to drink that Mad Dog 2020, no problem. Knock one of those off and get up and just keep going the next day. No big thing. Night Train, maybe. Bringing the light to darkness. And that's what we have to do. We have to help Dalton's aunt also bring some light to her dark. We can't let anybody sit in the dark, folks, because we don't want to sit in the dark when tragedy happens. We want to be survivors, not victims. TJ Swan, Jay, do you remember Rebecca Dietrich? No, I do not remember TJ Swan. That's weird. Lived in San Diego in the 80s for a few years. Back to visit. Still have family in California. Luckily, go back on. Yes, you're very lucky. Yeah, thank you all for being here. Y'all on some gangster shit. Yeah. And I was in Oakdale, folks. Everclear. That was later on. Supernova. No. Yes, let's leave it on this as we listen to Alexis Nungaray speak. Support for Steffa. Support with Steffa. Sending prayers, love, and light. And make sure you know that this is a safe place for people to come, tell their story. You guys can talk it out and chat, get some help. You come to me and we can tell your story. Dion Peel says I can listen to you all day, Jay. Thank you. That means that my voice is soothing and I'm getting my point across and raising awareness for you all.
Now, anyone who knows the identities of those two should call Houston Police or Crime Stoppers. Reporting live from the north side, Randy Wallace, Fox 26 News.
All right, Randy Wallace, let's pull this down and find our next one. I know there's a vigil going, but
You know that tonight, family.
This is not the one I want to play. We're going to go. Oh, I went off for a second, didn't I? Sorry about that. I almost messed it all up, folks. Are you still there? All right. I hope you're still there. I am going to stop sharing this for a second. I'll come back on and make sure you all still know I'm here. Sorry about that. I hit the back button. Jay's comforting to the soul. All right. I'm back. I'm right here. Too close to the truth. They're trying to keep you down. Yeah, there's lots and lots of people out there. It's a crazy life. We'll just say it that way. There's a vigil that's happening. We're gonna have that in a minute, but I want to go in order and show you all the things that have been happening. So there was a press conference where we can do that at the end if you guys want to listen to what they're talking about with these men. I want to see if this is a different clip here. I'm not really sure. Hold on one second. Let's put this back and keep going. Oh, this is I'm trying to make sure this is not the same clip. One second. I'm just going to put it up. Well, we'll play this for a second. Whatever's on is going to go.
Friends and the community are gathering together to honor the life of 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungaray.
Fox 26's Jonathan Mejia is live in North Houston and brings us how she's being remembered tonight. Jonathan.
That's right. City leaders and family, friends, all showing up for Jocelyn. She's being remembered as a caring, animal-loving, and a person who had a unique, goofy personality. Go ahead and take a look. Still, community members are out here gathering together around the balloons and lighting candles in her memory. They are finishing lighting up here, and we'll walk over to the creek where her body was last found. But community members and leaders are also taking the opportunity to call on the justice system to do its job.
I'm just very blessed and thankful for everyone to be here. It's very hard to be here.
In the midst of tears, surrounded by family, and holding on to 12-year-old Jocelyn.
Thanks to Boots on the Ground, Grizzy Hood Crime. I have some behind the scene footage, Boots on the Ground. Somebody sent it over to me today. I think it's awesome. And if somebody tells me about Caleb Harris, I'd be happy to cover it. If something's going on right now, let me know what it is. I want to honor Jocelyn Nungaray and finish her story, however, but I absolutely would love to hit some breaking news on here and talk about that next for whoever's here. So yeah, Grizzy, somebody sent me an email today telling me about Grizzy and wanted me to show some of Grizzy stuff on my channel. I'd be happy to. Yes, such a pretty young lady. Let's watch this. We have more.
Jocelyn Nungaray's memory. Jocelyn's mother is shocked by the overwhelming support for her daughter.
You said no one cared about you. Look at the people that are here. They care about you.
Houston Mayor John Whitmire, the Houston Fire Department, and members of the police department were among the friends, family, and community tonight.
When you have such an innocent child that loses her life so horribly in this situation, this is an all-in for us. Everything we've got.
The crowd was full of black, maroon, and forest green, as those were Jocelyn's favorite colors. She is remembered as a girl that loved to read and play the cello. things that 12-year-old girls are into, and now she will be that forever.
Forever 12. She'll never be a teenager, so she'll forever be 12.
Jocelyn's death has caught the eyes of the nation, and tonight the family was reminded of the importance of her life.
It's amazing. One thing that I've told my daughter to keep in mind that, everything that we see here is to show that Jossie probably did not realize how much impact she had on all of us.
And we wanted to give you a closer look at the balloons here. You see, they are silver balloons with Jocelyn.
I'm going to show you that after, because Grizzy did an awesome job, and I did that with Madeline Soto's vigil, folks. Madeline Soto had a vigil, and I got the pleasure of streaming her footage live the whole time. It was amazing, and I think Madeline Soto's case is one of my first big cases, and is probably going to be my biggest case in my entire rest of my career. Jocelyn's mother was so young, but she was strong and amazing, Mama. Absolutely. And we support her. If she wants to speak out even more and come on my channel, she can come and tell stories or whatever she needs to do. Yeah, it's breaking. I need everybody to hear about this, because you need to raise awareness for your children, and you need to raise awareness and understand that we need to be able to talk to our children about anything. Break my heart when I hear Jocelyn's name, mom's age, daughter. I have a younger two grandchildren, 5 and 16. I'm devastated as a mom. I'm not sure how to say your name, but Ivane S. All right, let's keep going. I have better footage of this after.
In his name, you're going to see flowers, candles, and pictures of the 12-year-old. Now, the mayor and the family, again, just emphasizing that the entire country is watching the justice system and is hoping that they can get justice for Jocelyn. I'm reporting live in North Houston, Jonathan Mejia.
All right, Jonathan, thank you. Let's move you out of here, and let's go back real quick to mom pleading, and thankfully the police did a fantastic job. I'll give you
This
that.
afternoon, we are hearing from the family of 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungaray. She was found dead in a bayou earlier this week.
Yeah, this comes as police continue searching for the people responsible. Victor Jacobo joins us live from near where Jocelyn's body was found. And Victor, I understand you spoke with Jocelyn's mother this afternoon. How is she doing?
Yeah, that's right. Alexis Nungaray, the mother of Jocelyn, says she is devastated, but she is praying for justice. However, at this time, right now, what exactly happened to Jocelyn remains a mystery both to her mother and to police. What we do know from police is this: investigators are looking for these persons of interest. Police suspect foul play, as they say Jocelyn.
Remember, they did a really good job, folks. This happened all within like 6 days, 5 days, 4 days over the weekend, 3 days, 2 days. Where I'm about to start getting to the second day and the day that's leading up to today, which I showed you earlier. Jamie brought so much awareness, especially to Maddie's case. Well, Maddie's case is really close to my heart, and I get weekly updates, and I say weekly, I mean 3-4 times a week updates on Maddie's case by multiple sources. So I know more things than I can let out right now. So thank you. Her thriftness, that poor mother praying for her peace and justice in the horrendous situation. Absolutely, folks. That's a mother that's grieving for her daughter, that doesn't know what happened to her daughter, and that wanted to protect her daughter. Jen Soto, look at the difference. I wish I could stop and play her video versus her video. I'm telling you, Jen Soto, hashtag arrest Jen Soto. I really, truly think that she is more of a monster than we know. Even more than I thought I knew, folks. Things are going to progress, and you're going to see what I'm saying. Teach them to be vigilant, aware of their surroundings, and show them by your actions to be cautious. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's keep going.
Died of strangulation. Her body was found in a bayou near the 400 block of Rankin Road early Monday. Jocelyn's mother speaking with us this afternoon, saying she looked for Jocelyn Monday morning but couldn't find her, only to have Jocelyn's phone located in the area where her body was found. She says she has no idea who Jocelyn could have been.
All right, folks. So you all were talking about, I could see you in chat saying you have your 360 on, or your Apple. Find my iPhone. That's great. And luckily her mom did, so they were able to locate her body. But we never want to locate our children's body. We want them to be safe, and we want them to ping in the house. And her mom was doing everything that she could to keep her safe, and this happened. So we need to just get the awareness out. I really don't know her mom is keeping it together. She's so young and handling herself very well with the media and her circumstances. I can't say I'd be as strong as she is, and I can't either. But when you have a higher power in your life, when you have God or whatever you want to call it, that will lead you through. And that's the message I want to get through today. If the aunt of the little boy that's missing, how can I not remember his name? Did I say Dalton? Dalton Miller. If Dalton Miller's aunt is listening today, I will get you on here. You will be heard, but please just higher power, turn it up, turn it over. Don't let it go dark for everybody, anybody. Just, yeah, thanks for keeping the awareness, Jay. You're absolutely right. And not just Elijah. I have the Elijah band on, folks. I'm going to wear this band until something happens. Hope for Elijah. You can only see the words right now, but I'm wearing the Elijah band. And I'm waiting for court to happen so we can see what happens next. All right. So thank you, Bree. We'll get to that after. They haven't found anything. So we're going to stick to this right now. And they're looking for Caleb's body. We haven't heard breaking news. If we do, I'll switch over and I'll show you that.
Interacting with, but that her heart is broken.
Of course.
I'm like angry that they took advantage of her. She's so young. She's 12. You took my baby away. Now I get to let her brother know her sister is never coming home.
Now, Alexis, who you just heard from there, the mother of Jocelyn, says she hasn't gotten any more updates from investigators today about what has happened or what the status of the investigation is, but she says she is blown away by the support of friends, family, and the community following this tragedy. Reporting in North Harris County, Victor.
And that's what we need to do, folks. We need to support these people and help them see the light so that they can handle it so gracefully. Let's listen. These guys waived their court hearing. That's how much of cowards they are, folks. So we're going to get to that now. And then if you want, we can switch on to something. If you want to see some Caleb Harris stuff, I don't mind. We're a little over an hour. So I want you to see the men accused waive their initial court appearance. Interesting.
2 men accused of strangling a 12-year-old girl to death remain in the Harris County Jail with no bond. The district attorney asked that it be set at $1 million apiece, but that decision is set to come early next week. Katira Winfrey is live outside the Harris County Jail with details on the 2 suspects. Katira, what are you learning this morning?
Well, Trayson, we know that the pair is charged with capital murder. They were supposed to have their initial appearance in probable court, but they waived that appearance. However, the judge did go over the allegation, reading off disturbing details in the death of 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungaray. The decision over any bond amount, however, will be decided on Monday in district court. However, new court documents say 26-year-old Franklin Ramos and 22-year-old Johan Martinez came across 12-year-old Jocelyn at a convenience store Sunday night. The 2 men allegedly lured her to a bridge where her body was eventually found. Court documents say when they got there, they tied her up, took off her pants, and killed her.
Damn.
These gentlemen encountered her allegedly.
Yeah, trigger warning again. And we just hit 222, and then it went back up to 225. 222. Thank you, JoJo. That is a prayer for Jocelyn and Alexis Nungaray. Please spread the awareness, spread the light. We need to be in the light, folks, not the dark. Thank you. I do an amazing job, Jay. I know you have 3 cases, but now trying to check for the 2-year-old girl. They think the dad took her to Mexico. I have that. That was just covered today by Grizzly True Crime. If you want me to cover it, I can. It's extensively covered by Grizzly True Crime today. But if you want me to bring it to my channel, I can. I just saw that. If you want me, Yvonne, I can show you after. They are on that. Yeah, trigger warning, folks. Yeah, it's amazing. We can do with the broken heart. This mother's fighting. We can fight too for all the victims. And we can also help the mothers keep themselves in the light. when you go to the dark, it's lonely and you get angry and you can't do it. So keep them in the light with us.
Asking her for directions, and then later strangled her to death, and then later threw her body in the bayou to get rid of DNA evidence.
It turns out the two men had previously been in ICE custody but were released with notices to appear. The nature of that detention isn't clear. However, both are from Venezuela. Now, we're expected to learn more information as those men are expected back in court Monday. Reporting live in Houston, Katira Winfrey,
All right, so today was Monday, folks. Today was Monday, and they were in court, and they remain in jail right now. So we saw the press conference. Now we're going to watch that one of the men charged with the murder, tried to escape.
Tonight, the family of 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungaray is planning to hold a vigil in her honor tomorrow night at sunset.
That is after investigators announced today.
And I'm going to show you that a little bit more. Boots on the ground. They lured her from the store. Yeah, ICE let them out, and they had a tracker on, and they cut it off. Yeah, this poor mother and the pain in her eyes. There's a huge community following this, folks. Let's take a peek at this real quick and see how one of the monsters tried to escape.
2 men are in custody charged with capital murder for killing the little girl and leaving her body in a North Houston bayou.
Aniele Ruiz is live at HPD headquarters in downtown Houston with the very latest in this case. Aniele?
Well, guys, a sigh of relief for this family and the entire community as everyone was shocked to hear about this terrible tragedy.
Of course.
A busy day for officers as they zeroed in on 21-year-old Johan Jose Rangel Martinez.
All right, so that guy doesn't even deserve a name. You're all right. It's just, we could just call him Thing 1 and Thing 2 so we don't get taken off. You don't, oh, wow, interesting. All right, well, I'm not a bully, and I don't mind covering that. I also have to cover I don't have to, I want to cover, but I have so many cases to cover that I have a little bit of time, and I have to definitely prioritize them. So I'm doing what I can. And that case is very close to me today. I was listening to that case, and that guy, that father that they call a father, kidnapped the daughter, and I don't know the outcome just yet, but I hope since they know, they're able to bring him back. This is fantastic. Please work here, although they didn't do such a good job. But remember, in Texas, folks, it's hard to keep people out when they're close to the border. Yeah, we'll call them Demon 1, Demon 2, Crackhead 1, and Crackhead 2. Absolutely love Grizzly, all facts. Yeah, I agree. I'll say Grizzly True Crime is the queen of true crime. All hail to her and what she does. She's like doesn't sleep or something, and she doesn't work. That's her job. She does work, but I have a job all day, so.
And 26-year-old Franklin Jose Peña Ramos. Both men now charged with capital murder in the death of 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungaray.
Como las 4 o 5 de la mañana.
Claudia Escobar, who lives near them, says she heard the loudspeaker at around 4 this morning. She said the loudspeaker in Spanish asked those in the apartment to exit because they had an arrest warrant.
That does sound like perfect names. We don't need to know their names. Crackhead 1 and Crackhead 2. Grizzly's All Facts is a great job. Oh, absolutely. You can digest it. It's time stamped. It's perfect. I'm not sure who. Yeah, it's interesting that I think we might be talking about the wrong person, but either way, I'm not going to argue or be a bully to you. 222. Say a prayer for Jocelyn and her mother, Alexis. And thank you all for being here. You could be anywhere else with me. I love Grizzly's mapping too. You could be anywhere else, but you're here with me. We have over 200 in chat the whole entire time. I'd say that's a good Monday night for a case that's just happened and small. And I'm a small fish in a big pond, folks. Hey, somebody told me not to give Gypsy Rose any more attention, and I stopped it. So I listen, folks. I love angel numbers, and all I can say is I believe in a higher power. All right, let's keep going.
This neighbor said officers started arming themselves and they went up to the second floor. One neighbor said one of the men from the apartment jumped out from the balcony, but cops had the place surrounded and they grabbed him. Witnesses shared images of the suspects being questioned outside as investigators pulled out bags of evidence from the apartment. Today, police said the suspects ate at a restaurant on Northborough late Sunday. They left on foot, met Jocelyn near Kirkendale, and walked to the convenience store. They then all walked to the bridge where she was killed.
They just moved in. They haven't even been here a month.
Neighbors say they didn't really know the two men.
All right, now you all know a lot of people were asking about how long that Jocelyn had been there. They just moved to the area. There was a 7-Eleven right there, and what a nightmare that happened. How could that happen? I don't know how that can happen, and I know how it cannot happen if we raise awareness and be the voice of reason and do the best we can with our children and stay in the light. Sadie's mama, I love you. Day one, crime crew, love true crime with the crime crew and Jay, and we love you. And I hope you're feeling better. I really, truly hope you're feeling better.
Because they hadn't lived here for long. But one thing they all noticed, the men would sit on the balcony and they said they would make unwanted advances to women as they were passing by. Neighbors still here can't believe that someone would hurt such a beautiful.
Yeah, remember her face. You're going to probably see her around a lot. Grizzly is no longer, she used to fly aircrafts. She doesn't anymore. She strictly does YouTube. I've been following her for a long time. She was a pilot, not anymore. So she's a boss.
Full young girl.
It's very emotional because when you're thinking, I live on the third floor, these people are on the second floor.
Did she?
You know, and it's just like, I don't even, there's no emotions here.
Listening to the folks that live there. Annie Ellie, have investigators said how they track these men down?
Well, investigators say they're still digging and they were able to backtrack from where the body was found and follow the surveillance video several steps behind. But now the biggest question for them and for a lot of people is whether Jocelyn knew these suspects or if this was just a brief encounter. Now, of course, a lot of questions still unanswered, but we hope to learn more also as these suspects attend court. Reporting live, Anayeli Ruiz, KHOU 11 News.
And we'll be sure to share those details when they make those appearances. Anayeli Ruiz tonight, thank you.
All right, I would love to. Let me play this for a minute. I'd love to show you the mapping so you can see what happened, folks. I definitely sometimes will use Grizzly True Crime stuff, and she's the best at maps. She also does really good. She does that flight simulation thing. So let me play the. I want to shout out. I want to shout out to. I think it's called Gizzy or Grizzy. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to shout out and play some of the boots on the ground since somebody asked me to. I don't want to not do that. So this was 2 days ago and it's called Grizzy's Hood News and they're local in Houston. And it's really good footage that we didn't get earlier. And then we'll do the map time. That's what Grizzly calls it, is map time. So give me a second. I'm trying to share my page. Don't drop out yet. Some people are leaving. I know that there's the next thing to do, but I just want you to watch this for a second.
And they're out there working hard every day, and we will put everything we have into everyone. People need to know that we are going to do everything we can to protect them. We're going to do everything we can to protect.
All right. So this is the Houston mayor at Jocelyn Nungaray's vigil, and this is the Grizzy. They call it Grizzy Hood News. Just give me a second. I'm going to pull up the map time so you can see what happened.
Protect their children. And God forbid, when somebody is harmed, we do everything we can to respond and serve them. And then, of course, bring the person that is accountable to justice. You have a good police department. You have dedicated men and women. And we're always going to do our very best at our job. Not always perfect, but we are always going to give everything we can. And I can't say again how much in this particular case, and when these types of happen, when you have such an innocent child that loses her life so horribly in this situation, this isn't all in for us. Everything we've got. And that's why within days we have this. It wasn't just us. We started it. We were out here, the mayor referenced it. We were out here Tuesday night, running these streets, looking for the potential suspects, trying to find clues. We had officers scouring this whole area, talking to everybody possible, looking at every piece of video they could find, every type of technology we could use. We were calling our partners on the federal side and everywhere else, anything we could do to get to the best information possible. Then when we found it, we put it out, and then the public came through with their part. They called us. They said, "Hey, we know," and that's how we were able to identify the location of these two individuals. It requires everybody. It requires, not just the police. We have a great police department, but we can't do it alone. We have to have the help of the community, and that's what happened. Even the media, we were pushing out to everybody. That's it, right out here. All of you were pushing that out, pushing out the images, getting the messages out. We cannot do it without you. It is truly a collaborative, a team effort if we are going to protect our children in this city.
And it ought to send a word to the bad guys, the criminals, that we have an effective police department. The community will come together and find you. So be aware. Don't do it.
I know you said yesterday you were still waiting on the results of a sexual assault exam. Do you have any updates on
We're still waiting. We're still waiting. Lab results, they just take time. Things like that take time. We will have all of that information eventually and get the full picture for everybody. It's a horrible picture, but we'll get that out there. But it takes time. We have to build the most solid case possible.
Also, just while you're here, we got a tip that perhaps these individuals spent several hours.
This is great. They got a tip in there, and I can't see you. I feel like I can't see myself, so I'm talking to nobody. Okay, yeah, this is really good. But I do want to show you the map time in a minute. I want you all to know this whole story. It's only a few more minutes on here, and then let's do the map time so you can see it. Shout out to Grizzly True Crime always. Again, hail to the Queen. When I reach 300,000 followers, then we'll be on the same platform. Right now, I'm not even in the same league.
At a bar consuming alcohol prior to this horrific incident. Do you have any information about that? Anything more about what they were doing leading up to this?
We do have some information that they were at some of the local establishments at bar before coming out here and finding Jocelyn. So we're still working that through. We want to be accurate. I want to be accurate in my reporting. So yes, there is pretty good information that they were at some of these establishments out here prior to.
Thank you. What's up with the Hood News Piece? It's your girl Grizzy live here with the Hood News.
That's awesome that Grizzy's there with the Hood News. Shout out to Grizzy. Hopefully, if she wants to collaborate, we can always collaborate. I love collaborations. I just got a message from my mom right now that says, I just watched your show with Mr. Strategic, best show ever. So my mom's watching. I put on a show for my mom. That's how I always think about it. If nobody's watching, I know my mom's watching. And so I always put a show on for her. That's how I started my channel. I figure, hey, my mom will watch it if nobody else will. Hey, guys, help the channel reach more and smash that like button. That's right. Hey, I started off, like I said, just for my mom. I'm like, hey, one person watches it, I'm all good. I'm all good with that. So let's, that was really good. Get Gizzy. I don't know how much more information. Let's see what she
that have
says.
gotten out all y'all's help for trying to catch these people and bringing them to justice. And I can't thank everybody from the bottom of my heart enough. And thank you so much.
Alexis, I know that we spoke, earlier this week, and I told you if you had the opportunity to talk to your daughter one last time, you said you just hug her.
I gave her the longest hug, and I would just tell her, please stay home. Please, we'll stay up all night. Watch.
Listen to that, what her mom's saying. Please stay home. Please stay up all night. Watch TV. And let's add to that. Give them a cash card or a cash app or something like that so they always have money, and you can always put money on their cash card. They could DoorDash. Make sure they're set up with like a DoorDash or a DoorDasher so they don't have to leave the house. GCal77, thank you. Thank you, Marilyn McCrae. Like I said, do anything that you can to keep them in and keep them safe, especially at night when you're sleeping. I set my kids up with Cash App. We make sure if they need money, we get it right to them so they don't have to go anywhere. If they really need to go somewhere, you do an Uber or somebody that set them up with the driver. Just really take care and make sure that your kids are safe. It's not that you're not doing the right job, but you got to make sure you go that extra mile. Got to fill for the pathologist, got to get the PT. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, JoJo. Just make sure they always have money. If they have kids Cash Apps now, so you can give them a Cash App card, and anytime they need money, you throw it on that card. Let them DoorDash, whatever. If it costs you $50 to keep them safe, so be it. Thank you, JoJo, for the gifted membership. I hope somebody that really wants a gift gets it. 12-year-olds are really fragile. Monique Preciado, you're right. They're experiencing new independence, but still in the green. But going to 7-Eleven shouldn't be dangerous. No, have to be careful. We have kid snatch door delivery here. Well, you got to be careful of everything, but what I'd have is protection after protection. I don't let my kids open the door. I have a locked door, dead bolted. You wait until they leave, and then DoorDash comes. I tell them 15 minutes, and then you can get. There's a whole thing. Anything can happen, but it's better if you keep them armed, safe. Make sure they have money. Make sure they don't have to go anywhere. The more, the better. Thank you all for smashing that fist. Smash that fist. Smash that like. My Savage Barbie says my daughter DoorDashes food at all hours of night. I wake up and that's fine. Find Duncan, but you find your daughter home and they're not out there. Yeah, don't forget to opt in. I'm late, but don't want to miss. Have a 9-year-old grandson I worry about. Yeah, we have ring. You got to do all the things, folks. Thank you, Super Nova X, for being here. Let's listen a little bit more about any tips her mom has to say. Like she said, she wishes she would have been home, staying up all night, eating junk food.
Movies will please stay home.
And what you tell her now with the community out here supporting Jocelyn Nungaray?
You said no one cared about you. Look at the people that are here. They care about you.
What is your message as her mother to the justice system?
Please don't fail us. Please don't let us down. The city of Houston has done everything in their power to bring this to light, and now it's just the system to do their part as well. It's a community effort. It's a partnership. We all have to follow through, and we all need to give them their punishments that they deserve, because my baby didn't deserve this.
Aw. And now we found the men to sin. Your mom is very right. I love that covered so badly. I started subscribing to your channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate your $4.99 super chat. And yeah, my mom has always been right. I hope she hears that, because she tells me if you were just listening to me your whole life, you'd be a gazillionaire by now. I'm listening, Mom. I'm listening. And all you people that are listening, if you have children, talk to them like they're your friends, but also be stern with them. Don't push them away. Because if you're too harsh on them and you think the old school ways are the way to do it, it's not.
What do you hope that punishment is?
That they receive worse than what my daughter did, because she deserves to live and breathe every single day. I was looking forward to seeing how beautiful she was going to grow up to be. And I know God is real, God is good, and they will feel God's wrath.
Can you just explain what 4 by 12 is on your shirt?
Okay, folks, I want to make a point what she just said. She says, God is good, God is real, and God will make sure that they feel their wraths. That's how she can compose herself and bring herself into the light. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual, and God will bring you into the light and help you see through things. Thank you, Beverly Johnson. I just started watching your show. Love your show. Thank you. Just do it that way. Stay in the light, and it makes life a lot easier. Tomorrow, or Watch Wednesday, we're going to watch some evil stuff.
Forever 12.
Much different.
She'll never be a teenager, so she'll forever be 12.
For people that didn't know your daughter, how would you like for them to remember her? How would you like them to, when they hear her name, what would you like them to think?
She was goofy. She had her own personality. She was one of a kind. Wasn't a follower. She was her own trendsetter. She loved animals. Would save all of them. I'll never forget when she brought in a raw pigeon out from just the streets and just bathed it and took care of it. And she was a nurturer, and she was amazing. She was amazing. And all I have now are the memories and all the things that she had. But she was an amazing friend. Man, she had so many friends that cared about her. She cared about so many people, all the people she loved. She was just amazing.
And we know the story has reached national level. Do you think, this would reach such a huge audience?
Never did in a million years did I think I would have to go through this, but never in a billion years did I think it would get the amount of attention it has. But at some point, this has to stop. This has to stop. We have to stop losing our kids, and we have to put out awareness that for parents, just please be extra careful with your kids. Make sure you have extra safety measures. Kids, please don't think you're invincible. Like, you never know when your last day is. You never know. We always think we're young and dumb, and we're gonna have fun.
This is nice to listen to a mom that's that age And in this generation where she knows, be cool, be chill, don't push him away, I don't know why. And I wish her daughter wouldn't have snuck out that night. I wonder why she didn't talk to mom and say, Mom, I wonder if it's just like an independence thing at that age. And she's like, oh, I'm independent. It's right down the street. So a lot of you all are saying you use Delphi or whatever for your kids, different cases. I just told my daughter about this case because we have a 7-Eleven, and I said, please never sneak out to 7-Eleven. And I told her what happened. I told her that that Jocelyn was found under a bridge. I didn't tell her the details about the SA part, but I told her she was found unalive under the bridge. And she always says, oh, Mom, why do you got to tell me that? And I said, so that so that you don't sneak out and you just say, hey, Mom, even if you wake me up and say, Mom, I need Cheetos right now. It's midnight and I need some Cheetos and I'm on it. I'll go get Cheetos for you at midnight. I'll make sure it happens. Valerie Lay, thank you for becoming a member. Let's listen into the wisdom and then we'll see the map of what happened and then we'll do whatever.
And come home and we'll be safe, but it's not always the case for everybody.
Watch.
Your little brother.
We broke the news to him today, and he's still trying to process it. He doesn't understand why, but we've just explained that she's up in heaven and she's going to be our guardian angel now, and she's going to make sure nothing happens to us.
Thank you.
You hear how she's speaking about her? She's going to be her guardian angel, and it's just crazy. She's very much like. All right, let's do some map time so you guys can see where this happened. And so I wish everyone says that. I wish you were my mom. Everybody, all my friends say that to me. They all say that. Trust me. Oh, that's funny. My mom was the same way, though. Same. Wish Jay was my mom, not Doritos. Not Doritos. Poor little bro. I know. Most abducted age group, they think they're big kids and don't know. Yeah, we got to tell them. Carly says, my mom was so overprotective, so I did a lot of dumb things. And look at you now. 222, make a wish. Let's watch the map time of how close Jocelyn really was to 7-Eleven and what happened. We're glad you're still with us, Carly, even though you did dumb stuff. It appears to possibly be Caleb. There's a massive amount of law enforcement ME. I cannot confirm, but it is big, whatever it is. Okay, so there's no Caleb yet. We're gonna follow that. I promise. We can hop onto that after if you want. They didn't find Caleb, but they're looking. Nothing like Jen Soto. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto. And I now know we're not on a witch hunt. That's probably the best I can tell you. I was getting worried for a minute and I was thinking, oh my God, they're not going to arrest Jen. Maybe they're not going to arrest Jen. Maybe she didn't know. Maybe she was just, no. Spoiler alert, folks. I'm pretty sure they're going to arrest Jen Soto. Gen X, Gen 71. I'm glad. I do miss my mom too. She lived in our other house. We have an in-law unit. She lived here for 12 years and she moved out. I don't know, a year ago, and I miss her all the time. She's only an hour and a half away, but I still miss her. I love you, Mom, if you're on here. And whoever said that last time, mommy issues, you see what I say to you? Go fuck yourself. All right. I love my mom. Holly J, how old are you? I don't mind. All right. I love kids and I love helping sculpt them and I love I love the mirror when the mirror comes back to you and they say the exact same things you did. They learn from you. I love it. Absolutely love it. Hug your moms, folks. Do you want to adopt all the adults here? Absolutely. Let's adopt everyone. I'm down. I could use one more kid. My daughter needs a brother or sister that's more her age. Right. Let's see about the map time with lovely queen of true crime, Grizzly.
Like maybe at these apartments or so. Obviously, they don't want to give out.
So remember, folks, she used to be a pilot. And so she's really good with like maps. She does flight simulations, things like that. Holly J, I am sorry that you lost your mom. Prayers to you. And if you ever need to talk, I'm right here. guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. And you're always welcome to, you're always part of the crew. Come in, hang out with us, comment. Everybody in chat is really nice. No, Jay, I heard a little something in Florida today. Me too, Savage Barbie. Me too. And I don't think we're on a witch hunt with Jen Soto. I'm going to say that again. I was starting to lose hope. And I thought that Savage Barbie, that we might not get arrested. Maybe I was wrong. I was second guessing myself from that other channel we know that's supporting Jen Soto. And guess what? I'm pretty sure there's going to be a big wave coming soon for Jen Soto, folks. Spoiler alert. Adam, now you have a dad. It's Oblivious Benson, but I can be your mom. I love to be a mom, and I love beards. So yeah, come on. Come on, Adam. I love to have my son's growing a beard too. So yeah, you could be my other son. I'm old, but very mature. Hey, add that to the crew. Come on over, Barbie and Adam. Let's go. Fingers crossed. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto. Thank you, Lisa Baca Morse. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm still 40, but still need a mommy. I'm right here, Holly J. I got you back. I'm going to be 45, but I got you. All right, I'm going to keep it on arrest Jen Soto while we watch the map of Jocelyn Nungaray and her travel. You can see the travel right here. I'm going to go with Kai Kendall Road to Rankin Road. It was freaking 2-minute drive. It was 0.1 mile, folks. All right, let's watch, and I'll stop talking.
At the address, that would be doxing the family. It's just she lived very close by, within walking distance of where her body was found, and her body was found in shallow water in this creek right here, right? And how it was found was people were driving over the bridge, and a lady just happened to look at the water, and she saw something and thought, "Is that a mannequin? Like, is that a person? A mannequin? What is that?" And she stopped. She actually did a U-turn, stopped, looked over the bridge at the water, and saw Jocelyn's body and called 911. Shame, man. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we've got that. Now here is the images they showed yesterday where they said, well, this is the update. So they were looking for these.
All right, folks. So pay attention. If you've been here the whole time, we're at 1 hour and 41 minutes. And I know I'm cutting into your time, but please, I want you to, 2 things. Number 1, I want you to listen to what Savage Barbie's saying. No one likes Jen, and wait until they see the shit show. Please believe me and Savage Barbie when we say, oh, there's a big channel supporting Jen, but I want you to understand that Jen's going down, folks, and wait until you see what's going to happen with her. All I can say is, I can't say, but yeah, there's a wave coming, and Jen's going to be caught in that wave. So let's watch. This little girl did walk around the corner. I couldn't have said it better. All right. This is only a few minute clip, and then I'll let you guys get to your evening.
Individuals. On our Patreon community chat, we were discussing all sorts of identifying features as well to continue the conversation from what we had from the live stream yesterday. So they said that these.
Yes, Cray Poo is going to eat some mother trucking crow. That's right, Adam. That's right. No more backing evil people that are involved in vicious crimes. No more Mother of the Year award to Jen Soto. Eat some dead, rotten crow. You're absolutely right. Oh, you're right. And neither can I. Absolutely not. And for many reasons, and even more reasons today. I see some behind the scenes stuff, folks, that you would not believe. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell all of you. All right.
These 2 men were seen in the 7-Eleven store and were the last people seen with Jocelyn. And so they shared these photos, and by the next day, they already have detained them. So yesterday I mentioned Grizzy's Hood News, right? Some people think we're the same person. We're not the same person. But look here. Here's Hood News. Peep. Exclusive. Oh my word. So Grizzy's Hood News has a picture of these 2, I assume.
And I want you all to know that the good people in true crime, the best true crime people, we all collaborate with each other. We're not in competition with each other. And we know that when we work together, it's a big, fat, network of people working together, and you guys just all go in a circle because you can't consume enough true crime. You need all of us. So I do want you to know the best true crimers work together. Little secret.
Of these two being detained. She's very much boots on the ground. So good job to Grizzly's Hood News for actually sharing this picture here that we could see that these two individuals were detained. Somebody actually emailed me pictures of shoes just like this, saying that they think they wear shoes just like this, right? And look there. Wow. Oh my goodness. So I'm just so glad. Like, you know, when I say sometimes I hope that I'll see you again very soon.
Hold on. I missed map time or something. I don't know what I missed about map time, but let's go back real
Assume
quick.
something like maybe at these apartments or so.
Okay.
Obviously, they don't want to give out the address. They would be doxing the family. It's just she lived very close by, within walking distance of where her body was found. And her body was found in shallow water in this creek right here, right? And how it was found was people were driving over the bridge, and a lady just happened to look at the water, and she saw something and thought, is that a mannequin? Like, is that person a mannequin? What is that? And she stopped. She actually did a U-turn, stopped, looked over the bridge at the water, and saw Jocelyn's body and called 911. Shame, man. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we've got that. Now here is the images they showed yesterday where they said, this is the update. So they were looking for these individuals. On our Patreon community chat, we were discussing all sorts of identifying features as well to continue the
All right, so we saw map time. There may be some more.
Would be like cola.
Let's see if there's more images, and then we'll let you go. I feel like I missed something. I know that they talked about her hiding, but I didn't see any of those. I know it's in the report, so I think that is going to be it. Let's just watch this, and then we'll
she's talking
head
to
out.
Allegedly her boyfriend on the phone, a 13-year-old boy.
So they did try to get a hold of the boyfriend that she was talking to. Sweetie Brookire, we all care for each other. We all love each other. We all support each other. And the best people, don't make me laugh. The best people that are the ones that support and love each other and understand that it's a network of people that make the world go round. It's not just one of us. It's not just two of us. There's like 30, 40, 50 of us, right? So it's a network this is why your algorithm is doing terrible, because it's called networking. All right.
Boy, just walking and talking. And he said that he could hear two adults in the background. And then there's this picture, and that's the last she was seen. My goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay. So scary though, to think that, they regulars at the 7-Eleven. That would be interesting, because they interviewed the 7-Eleven clerk, and he said that Jocelyn was a regular there, right? So
that's interesting, because she'd only lived there for a month. We paused it on 2:22, folks, and I'm going to read a couple more messages. I'm going to thank you, Grizzly True Crime. Thank you all. I don't even know how we got to an hour and 47 minutes. GCal77 said, we appreciate all the hard work and time you put for us. That's why we all share the love for each crime channel. For Jay and Guilty of Crime. Exactly. For each crime channel, we all come together. We all support. We support the victims family, the survivors family, and all the people involved. The outpour of love support went viral for Jocelyn and her mom, contrary to Jen Soto. You're right. So when you look at a grieving mother, do you see a grieving mother? That's a grieving mother. That other thing that we call a potato is not a grieving mother. And I have to shout out to K.A. Pisces. Actually, I'm just going to call you Carrie, because the K.A. Pisces thing. What's up, Carrie? How you doing? Bree putting in overtime, getting the night bought up. That's right. Bree loves working. She loves working more than I do. I tell her she should have a channel too, so we can network. This channel has so many moms who are so sick of predators, regardless of their gender. That's right. Regardless of their gender. And we also don't want to be shamed into anything, folks. Thank you, Carly, even though it was your birthday yesterday, for gifting a crime membership, Guilty Crime. Guess what, y'all? We have a members only live tomorrow. Am I right? Is it tomorrow? It is tomorrow. And we're doing the Lisk or Gilgo Beach, Long Island serial killer. So please, if you didn't get a If you didn't get a membership, get one before tomorrow. You're not going to regret it. The body might be Caleb, who's right behind the apartment where the body is found. Prayers for Caleb Harris and his family. And I hope that I was hoping to be able to tell you that Wade Wilson got the death penalty today, but the court just kept going and going. Jen Soto's name put on her shoe. Yeah, you do. I do. And I have to say, potato term cracks me up. Jen Soto is the potato, but guess what? She's going to be a baked potato soon. And she's not really a potato because she knows more than we think. I love this channel so much. Love between us, even if our opinions differ. It's okay for our opinions to differ. I'm cool with that. I'm all good with having a healthy debate. I'm ready and buckled in, baby. Let's go. Let's have healthy debates. I love it. And hashtag arrest Jen Soto. Hashtag baked potato. That's right. Hashtag baked potato. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto is all I can say. And on that note, I'm going to say justice for Madeline and Jocelyn. Arrest Jen Soto. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto. Parents, talk with your children. Try to be their best friends, but always with respect. You're their parents. Talk to them. I agree 110%. Let's roast the potato so much. For the membership, Carly, how do you do the membership? Well, guess what, Yvette? Tomorrow we're doing a members only live. That's how you do it. You just show up to the members only live. All right. So hashtag baked potato in orange. Yeah, she's going down. Jen is ruining taters now. Stop it. Found you through Duty Ron DC style. Love the support between you and the other amazing true crime YouTubers. Thank you. Thank you all. I love you all. Sweetie Brookshire, I'll be watching you. Jay, love, guilty crime. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good night. Let's all go get some dinner and let's not have baked potatoes for tonight. And guess what? JoJo just gifted another membership. So if you're still here, tomorrow night is going to be members only. Members only. We talk about serious true crime, but we also have a good time. We also have a good time. Avengers assemble. That's right. Avengers do better together, folks. They do. Welcome, Courtney. Where's Courtney? I don't see Courtney. Courtney, comment so I can welcome you. Welcome, Courtney. I love Gen X, Gen Tater Tots. Quiet, Carrie. Quiet. You had your time. Just kidding. Carrie's a Pisces. We know that. Good night. Where'd Carrie go? Well, I want to welcome Carrie, Potato Soto, hashtag arrest Potato Soto, Tater Tots. Welcome, Carrie. Y'all don't have to do anything if you're a crime crew member. Just come to the live. Lollipop, you're in the rewatch crew. Wolfpack, thank you for your service. We appreciate you as a new supporter. Juror 13, thank you, Mods. Thank you, Jay. Thank you all. And on that note, I'm going to say hashtag arrest Jen Soto. Okay? And if I don't get out of here, I'll stay here all night and be talking about arresting Jen Soto. Good night.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty?